Welcome to the North Queensland Football tutorial on how to complete game day team sheets. Prior to the commencement of any game, team sheets should be handed in by each team no later than 15 minutes prior to the commencement of the game. It is your responsibility to ensure games commence on time. If time is lost chasing team sheets, then this time is deducted from the overall game time. Prior to commencing the game, you must check the team sheets that have been handed in. Club team sheets should come pre-printed with player name and FFA numbers. Player details can be handwritten, however it must be legible to the referee. The next step is to ensure that no more than 16 registered players are listed on the team sheet, that each player has been allocated a shirt number, and that the initial starting 11 are clearly identified on the sheet and the first substitutions also clearly identified. Your last responsibility prior to commencing the game is to ensure that the team official section on the team sheet is completed correctly and is legible to you as the referee. Please take note of how many officials will be in the technical area for when you commence the game. Now you have finished officiating the game, it's important to use your notes taken throughout the game to complete the game day team sheet. This is a governance document and is required to be completed correctly for the purposes of auditing and maintaining competition points. The next section of this tutorial will go through the steps at which the referee must complete. All these steps are highlighted in yellow. Firstly, it is important to record the substitutions that took place within the game. Each substitution should be noted as to which player they replaced and at what minute of the game this substitution took place. As you can see in the example provided, number 14 replaced number 2 in the 15th minute of the game. This has been recorded against both players on the team sheet. Each substitution must be recorded against the player in which they were substituted for and at what minute that substitution took place. This sheet clearly identifies the responsibility of the referee in marking substitutions. Next, it is your responsibility to record infringements that occurred throughout the game. It is important that you understand infringement codes and record these correctly. An infringement is marked against the player, highlighting the code and at the time the infringement was issued. It is now time to record goals scored throughout the game. Goals must be recorded for the exact time at which it took place in the game. For goals awarded in the second half, they must be inclusive of the time of the first half. Examples are shown on the screen at what this may look like depending on the length of halves for games. Goals are marked against players who are deemed to have scored the goal. In circumstances where a team scores an own goal, it is actually recorded in a different section of the team sheet. As you will see in the example provided, down the bottom it says opposition goal. Here you are to record the time at which an own goal was scored. At the completion of recording goals scored throughout the match, it is now time to complete the half-time and full-time scores. It is not acceptable to only complete the full-time score. You are responsible for ensuring that you complete both sections of this form. In the event that a game goes to extra time or penalty shootouts, it should be recorded at the top section of the team sheet, as it is with any other goals scored throughout a game. Finally, it is important that all match officials appointed to the game have reviewed the game sheet to ensure substitutions, infringements, goals and scores are correct. After reviewing the document, match officials should record their name against the position at which they officiated the game. The main referee is responsible for ensuring this final document is signed and handed back to NQ Football. NQ Football are unable to process incomplete sheets. The main referee will be responsible for fixing corrections on the document that are not complete. Pay for referees in this game may be held up until this has been completed. So as you can see, it's important to stop, take a moment to review your game sheet and ensure that the sections marked in blue and yellow are completed in full before handing in your team sheet.